All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Geeks Forever podcast, episode 5 of season 5. That is right. And guess what? For those of you wrestling enthusiasts, it is 40 days away from WrestleMania 40 as well. I am your host, the one, the only, the most chaotic panelist, and the most chaotic podcast host in all of Texas, coming to you live from YouTube and Twitch. I am Captain Mexico, Jesse Goku, and joining me is he is the Ayatollah of rock and roller. He runs the skinny. He is the Texas gaming hedgehog, in dashing his way into your ears and into your faces and possibly into your wallets. The one, the only Keyblade Sonic.
Holla, holla, rock and roller.
That's right. And joining us, she puts Batman to shame. She's in the shadows. She is possibly the voice of God. Well, we can't really see her, so that's what we assume. The one, the only Dankapus.
Hey everybody, happy Monday.
Ugh, Mondays.
Mondays.
I fucking hate Mondays.
Okay, Garfield.
Garfield
Man,
moment.
I mean, you know what? That cat
Has a
the
point.
right idea. Yeah, he has a
Yeah.
fucking point. All he wants, like, the more you grow up,
The more you kind of understand them.
yeah, the more you can relate to it. It's like, oh, Monday, all I want to do is sleep
It's like
and eat
that thing.
lasagna.
It's like that thing where it's like you grew up, the more you kind of understand. You kind of sympathize with Squidward.
No, yeah, you start off as SpongeBob and you turn
You grew
into
up to be a
Squidward.
Squidward. You grew up to-
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So Dankapus, you did not you weren't here, but I have this new device that I finally get to use, and it has like soundboard buttons where I could pre-record sounds. The fourth one I gotta figure out what I want to put on there, but now when I push the button, you can hear these.
Stop the cap.
Oh my goodness.
You know what the fourth one should
Stop the
be?
cap.
I
What?
just thought of it just now. You should go in Mexican.
I was thinking, bro. Tell me why I was I was looking for like gritas and shit like that
Yeah.
on YouTube to record. Like, I couldn't find one. All I could find was like this one. I like this one.
Bruh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you ever seen that one TikTok where it's like, point of view, you're in you were supposed to go fix the yard, cut the yard, but you're in Japan. It's like, moshi moshi under this. Mírate, wait the puta.
Oh my god! All right, don't we have a? So do we have a skinny? We got anything going on in the world?
Well, yeah, sure. I guess we do have a skinny a little bit. First, I guess we could just go ahead and just do the box office thing. So this is from this weekend. So Demon Slayer, this past, I think it was a few days ago over the weekend, Demon Slayer had this little event in theaters. Basically, from what I was told, it was like a recap thing. So they showed the last episode of the last season, and they showed the first episode of the new season. That was it. And
so, like Ruby?
Yeah,
What
pretty much like
Ruby used to
Ruby.
do?
They did that thing. They did it last year too. So it actually, even though it was like, oh, it's just a recap, it actually was number 2 on the box office this weekend domestically. It got $11.6 million in the box office, which kind of shocks me.
More than Madam Web.
Yeah, speaking of Madam Web, it was
more than Madam Web.
it was number 4 in the box office with $6 million. Ordinary Angels was number 3 with $6.5 million. Number 5 was Migration with $3 million, and the number 1 was the Bob Marley biopic One Love. So
See, I didn't know it was out. I'll go watch that.
Yeah, it was for $13.5 million. That's how much it made, Bob Marley, this weekend. And speaking of movies, for anybody out there who has an Atom Tickets account or anything like that, if you're looking to go to see a movie at Studio Movie Grill, they're doing a buy one get one free offer. So just a heads up for anybody out there, especially with all these upcoming movies coming up, like Dune this coming weekend, and then Kung Fu Panda 4, etc. All that upcoming movie stuff. So only at Studio Movie Grill at the Atom Tickets app.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's basically the good one. And like you mentioned earlier, we are 40 days away from WrestleMania 40. How fitting as that is, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Quite fitting. And speaking of wrestling and all that stuff, March 11th, I found out about this a few days ago. that they'll March 11th in Houston at the Toyota Center will be Raw, but before that, if you're available during the day, uh, there's a Cricket location. I'm trying to figure out. Give me a sec. Okay, so the Cricket store at 4400 North Freeway, you get to meet Liv Morgan from 10 a.m. to noon that Monday. So any wrestling fans out there, there you go. Little heads up. Probably bring it up this week. We don't know.
That's right. So it'll be 50%. Wholesome. Good fans, families, kids that want to see her, and then the other 50% will be the banana peels of the fucking fandom.
If you know, you know.
Yep. You know. Oh man, there's not really a lot that happened this past week. So they did reveal, and IGN did cover as to why the possibility of the. So guys, if you've been living under a rock, you don't know this, but we're supposed to get something about an announcement about a Switch 2.
Yeah.
The successor to the Switch.
Yeah. So there's been like a lot of leaks and rumors and stuff, but one big notable like rumor / leak, I remember like we're saying it, take it with a grain of salt, that it actually got delayed until 2025. So early 2025. So one of the reasons was there was a report coming out that the reason because Nintendo was aware of the rumor that Sony is going to do a PS5 Pro releasing later this year or early next year. So they're trying to get enough first-party support, third-party support, so they could roll out the Switch too. If anything, and this is somebody who has a Switch, who got a Switch year one. It's been 7 years, and I think it's been time for a new Switch for a while now.
Yeah, it really is. Another rumor going around, the reason for the 2025 release is that it's pretty common knowledge that there are scalpers. It was pretty hard to get a Switch the first time. During 2020, it was impossible to get any kind of console,
a PS5,
especially when the PS5 came out.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird thinking about a PS5 Pro. I'm like, do we really need a PS5 Pro? I mean, it's been 3 years.
We haven't even that doesn't make any fucking sense to me because we haven't even fully utilized the full potential of the PS5.
Yeah, and also they're still making games for the PS4, and it's like, I mean, I don't know, when the PS4 Pro came out, that was like around the time they were starting to like reduce like their PS3 like produce, all that stuff. They were fading away, but the PS4 is still going strong somehow. I don't know how. And this is coming from someone who has a PS4, doesn't even have a PS5 yet. So I'm just but the idea of a PS5 Pro, especially they already said they're not going to make any new first-party games this year, and I'm like, okay, then I don't know what Sony is really doing right now.
Well, with Sony, I guess it just, not to say there isn't new games coming out, but definitely
from Sony, but like
right
third parties, yeah. I mean, obviously they'll have your yearly games, and they'll have some live service. Helldivers just came out and all that stuff.
Fucking Helldivers, bro! I fucking love that game.
Helldivers is so fun.
Starship Troopers.
It really is, dude. Like it's so fucking fun. I was playing it. I live streamed it on YouTube. It is pretty much Starship Troopers. It's great. And then like you're pretty much you pretty much control the shit where you go in the galaxy to defend planets. You can only defend planets that are being invaded. But so like you pretty much command where the where you're fucking, because you're diving, you're diving into hell. I guess that's why they call it fucking Helldivers. And so you pretty much put the location where you're gonna fucking land, and it doesn't tell you if it's a hot spot for cockroaches or not. So you could be like diving into like a spot where it's cool, it's safe. You're gonna fucking like load up and start fighting with your friends, and then next thing you know, like you land in fucking enemy territory and they're tearing you apart like that you fucking owe money. The game, like, and the game is fucking like, the game punishes you for not having fucking friends. Like, if you don't have friends, this game fucking hates you.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much, because it wants you to play as a team.
Mhm.
It wants you to communicate at all times because friendly fire is a thing. If I'm spraying away at enemies, if I'm putting foot to asses, you can jump in front of me and then your ass is gonna turn into Swiss cheese because I just shot your ass up.
Yeah.
And like the game is so fucking hard that you need to play as a team and like strategize and come up with a plan. Otherwise, they fucking rip you apart.
Yep.
It's
It-
so
it-
fucking crazy how difficult it is.
Yeah, to quote a famous song, "What's gonna work? Teamwork."
Yeah, yes, pretty much.
That is
This
what's gonna make
game
it
is
work.
so fucking unforgiving if you
Yeah.
do not have friends. Like, oh, what's that? No friends? Well, fuck you too.
Yeah.
And then like, even Pokemon Legends, like I like how Pokemon Legends Pokemon Legends, there are some Pokemon that have to be traded to evolve.
hmm
So they had this item in Pokemon Legends. It's called Link Cable. It was pretty much an homage to the old Link Cable to connect the Game Boys.
Oh man.
And so you can use that instead to evolve the Pokemon that need to be traded to evolve. Because it was like, oh, you don't have friends? It's okay. Come here. We understand. Here you go. A Link Cable. Go play with your imaginary friends. No, Helldivers is like, fuck you. Go make some friends, bitch. I fucking love it.
In the comment section, is the Switch 2 like the Pro version? So it was supposed to be. So they weren't even. They flat out kind of skipped the Pro version and pretty much just make a new Switch or basically a new console from Nintendo. And another one in the comment section: why a PS5 Pro when people still have trouble finding a PS5 yet? I will say this: it actually is easier now to get a PS5 than it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, we went to Target in 290 and they had a fucking PS5 like just out in
Yeah.
the open, like nobody gave a
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, I saw a couple of Walmarts have the PS5.
GameStop on 290 has used ones as well as brand new ones.
Yeah. And yeah, so it's like the whole PS5 Pro, I just don't know. I don't know what Sony is doing right now.
One thing I will say, Nintendo will never in their lives do a Pro. They'll do
like a revision of it, like I think the only thing they ever did something like that was like the new 3DS. Like,
yeah,
the only
that
thing
was
they did was
it.
enhance it. Yeah.
And not really much. They didn't really enhance it by much.
They
that
just made
console could just play like the Super Nintendo games from the store, where the other one couldn't.
You could play Super Nintendo games on the store, and then they actually increased like the loading. So, for example, if you played like Smash Bros. On 3DS on like an early 3DS, it would take like 15-20 seconds to respond. Meanwhile, the new 3DS was able to do it in like 5 seconds.
Right. Also, they did make games for it exclusively. Like I know
1 or 2 games, that's it.
Like Xenoblade Chronicles and Luigi's Mansion OG were on only for the new console, for the new 3DS. But I heard like they still played like ass.
Yeah, it didn't perform. Yeah, it's basically a small little performance and all that stuff. But yeah, so like we said, take it with a grain of salt. We don't know what Nintendo's going to be doing because they did announce they did do a Nintendo Direct showcase last week. It was basically for like the partnership. It was like 20 minutes. The only thing that stood out to me was their remastering Epic Mickey. That was actually a big deal. And then also Rare announcing a couple of games on Switch Online, including Blast Corps and Killer Instinct. So that was actually kind of cool to play those games again. And I think pretty much it for the whole skinny. I think if anything, this is pretty much like the big part. And yeah, also another thing, Pokemon Day's tomorrow morning. So basically a Nintendo Direct dedicated to Pokemon.
Are we gonna get? So I want predictions.
Okay.
Yeah, in the live show later on in the show, in the replay of the show. Let us know what are your predictions. Some people are predicting a new Legends Pokemon game, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
People are predicting they're predicting a remake of Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yeah, Gold and Silver. Okay. I think we may get Red, Blue, and Yellow on Switch Online.
I think so too.
That's a good
I
prediction.
think the reason why they were taking forever to announce like the Game Boy Pokemon games on Nintendo Switches because they wanted somehow for those bitches to work with Pokemon like Home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you could like, hey, guess what? Play Pokemon Yellow, Red, Blue, Gold, Silver, Green, whatever the fuck, and transfer the Pokemon over to Pokemon Home and keep them forever. Because people they get bitchy and complain. That'd be cool. I would love to play Pokemon Red and Green, Fire Red and Leaf Green,
Mhm.
and the closest thing right now that I can play to the old Pokemon games is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and like
Let's go, Eevee.
Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. And I fucking can't I can't right now with those fucking games because I was fucking battling a trainer and War Turtle's like down to fuck. His health keeps dropping because I'm pretty shitty at Pokemon battles. And like, it's like, oh no, War Turtle's about to cry. What do you do? I'm like, he needs the man to fuck up. Take that ass whooping like a champ. I mean, I don't remember the old games. Like, I have been playing the shit out of Power World, dude. I have
Power
almost 100 hours in.
Oh, wait, speaking
There's
of,
so much going on with Power World.
Did you see the little streaming guidelines that the Pokemon company posted about the Pokemon Day stream?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, so hold on, let me look it up while we're talking about Power, because people are like, okay, this has to do with Power World, doesn't it?
I bet you it does.
Goodness.
Don't bring up Power World. There's nothing we can fucking do.
Okay, so here's I actually have it right here. So here's what it says. Pokemon Day co-streaming policy. We've updated our co-streaming policy. Celebrate this coming Pokemon Day with your community and catch all the exciting news together. Creators who speak any language are welcome to co-stream. Duh. Creative input and commentary required for co-streaming of content. So basically it means like if you're going to stream the presentation, talk over it. Don't just show it and not say anything basically.
Oh, I feel like we should do that and talking Spanish, but knowing us, we're gonna completely fuck it up. They're like doing, hey, click, welcome. We are now covering the latest Pokemon game on Nintendo Switch. Aquí están hablando de una nueva Pokemon game que nadie le importa porque pinches porquerías de juego. No quiere Pikachu ni like.
Okay,
que
so
se me maman la verga.
so here's number 3. Co-streamers must obtain necessary permissions for third-party intellectual property and or personal information of others.
Oh.
Guests appearing in your content must also follow co-stream guidelines. Co-streamers must comply with our terms of use, standards of conduct, inclusivity policy, and respective content platform policies. Pokemon reserves the right to remove inappropriate or infringing content. Gee, I wonder why the infringing part was so big deal in the end.
So if you're gonna live stream and talk about Pokemon, please keep Power World out of your filthy mouth, you heathens.
No, that's it. That's basically what it is.
We got some comments. I'm excited for Pokemon Day tomorrow by Pachinko. Farknocker says, I'm not enough of a fan of Pokemon to really be excited. Love Pokemon Go, but only because it keeps me distracted on hikes or walks around town. I honestly forgot Pokemon Go is a thing.
It's still a thing.
I'm sure Pokemon Day will talk about Pokemon Unite. I forgot about that shit.
Pokemon Go, Pokemon Cafe Remix, Scarlet Violet, and the Blue Ball, the Toxic Pokemon fans that want remix. And the Blue Ball Toxic Pokemon fans that want remix. There you go.
I want remakes too. Am I fucking toxic?
Yeah, I mean, what was the last remake didn't really work out the way many people wanted it to.
That's because they
Diamond and
fucked
Pearl.
it up. Yeah. Wait, no, Diamond and Pearl?
Yeah.
I forgot. That's because honestly,
which one did you think I was talking about?
Go. Let's go.
Oh no. Diamond and Pearl.
I forgot. Like honestly, I have Diamond and I have. Okay, you're making me second guess myself. Hold on. I have which one is this one? Pokemon Shining Pearl. Yeah. I have Shining Pearl, and I have Pokemon Let's Go. I have Pokemon Legends Arceus. So Diamond and Pearl, you could tell that those were just cash grabs. Like they didn't give a shit.
They half-assed it.
Yeah, they half-assed it. It was bruh. It was bad. Like it was not great. Like I could get past the chibi aspect of the graphics, but it just wasn't like what we thought it was gonna be. Like it just felt cheap. It's not like, and then the game like Diamond and Pearl. Like you go back, look at all the remakes we've gotten. We've got the first gen, second gen. The best one so far has been third gen, in my opinion. The Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and those were really good. Those were great. Like those talked about the multiverse. They talked like they had a Dragon Ball Z reference. They had a Power Ranger reference. It was great, and it was really well done. They added to the story. They even accepted the fact it acknowledged that there is a multiverse in the Pokemon fandom. But with Diamond and Pearl, it just felt like you could tell when you play Diamond and Pearl. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. They put most of their focus on Pokemon Legends because they came out right around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least they were developed around the same time. Pokemon Legends was fucking great. Pokemon Legends is what Diamond and Pearl should have been. I feel like we only got Diamond and Pearl because we need a remake. Pokemon Legends was because it essentially is Diamond. It's essentially Diamond and Pearl. Even it has the same legendaries.
Mm-hmm.
And like that was a great game. I shit on Pokemon all the fucking time. I'm sorry guys, but fucking Pokemon is just as bad as Call of Duty. I mean, people like to shit on Call of Duty. It's the same fucking game every year. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so is like the NBA and Madden and all this every year too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, no, that's not true. You got different players.
Yeah, but it's
different playing for different teams.
Yeah, but they update it every year in the previous games too. So you basically spend another $70-$60 for an update.
That's true. That's why I buy it once every like 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I feel like most of these yearly games should be doing. They should just release it once a year, and then like if they could update it every year, and then like 2-3 years they could just make a new one.
Right. I mean, Assassin's Creed is guilty of doing the same shit too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, it's this. You play as a secret society, murder people in secret, and solve some kind of bullshit story that nobody liked at the end.
Yeah.
Pokemon, it's essentially, okay, pick a fire, water, or grass Pokemon. Go out there, defeat 8 gym leaders, defeat the cartel, defeat God, beat the league, become champion.
Defeat God and catch it.
Yes.
Put it in a ball.
Capture him in a ball and make him fight for you. And then Pokemon fans are like Pokemon, and we have a panel dedicated to just talking shit about Pokemon. Pokemon fans can be really fucking toxic because they like to act like Pokemon, oh, we're friends forever, and then they're hugging their shit out of their plush dolls and all that shit. But honestly, it's like
which leads to our subject. Now that we've moved on to the skinny list, leads to our subject. One of our subjects of today's show.
Yeah, toxic fandoms, Pokemon fans mostly. Fucking assholes. Y'all like to pretend like y'all are wholesome when it's like, I love you, Pikachu, now back in your prison. We talked about, so we covered this a few weeks ago when Power World came out. The Pokemon fandom was quick to attack Power World to the point where people had been emailing Nintendo, like I think hundreds of thousands of emails a day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was to the point Nintendo had to come out and say something. They're like, yeah, we're aware of the game. We know it exists. We are looking into anything, legality, trademark infringement.
Yeah, typical PR stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had a lot more going on with that though. Just since this leans into the topic of today's, do gamers hate other like games and toxic fandoms? The Pokemon fandom, they were like actively making up stuff, like making up saying stuff like, "Oh well, Pal World is actively plagiarizing Pokemon and stealing their models and all of this stuff, and they're making it too similar to Pokemon, and you should boycott it and send death threats to the people who made the game."
Yeah,
And they
I
pulled
think
up a
it's
bunch of like other stuff that had nothing to do with it.
Oh yeah.
and unfortunately it's been happening a lot, not just of Pokemon, but like other stuff as well, like people spreading
Mhm.
misinformation and bullshit and all that crap. And we brought it up early. We brought it up before the show, like a few hours for the show. We were talking about, there's a lot of like very toxic people who would like they would believe something and then they would just yeah, they were really
Yeah.
white. They were pretty much white knighting Nintendo at one point. I was like, guys, like the only issue I had with Power World is I think they used like AI or some parts they used AI on it. I don't know if that's
No,
So
that's
the
not true.
creators, the creators, this is pretty much what according to IGN said that the creators of Power World are fans of AR generated art. So there are instances in the game, possibly the bosses, because one of the bosses does look like a complete. Some of the villains and
do
one of the
look completely
bosses,
AI.
it's a complete AI rip off of the Organization 13. They're pretty much like Organization 13 from Kingdom Hearts, but with flamethrowers. You have a anime girl style boss that has the pink and brownish hair. Looks like one of those fucking ice cream tubs. You know what? If you know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know.
Neapolitan.
Yeah, you can tell like some of their pals are fucking pretty. It's pretty obvious like these are supposed to be like rip-offs, but there are some that are original, and then there are some
Bless you.
pals. Bless you. There are some pals that are like this one. There's a fucking pal. Let me see if I can get this image. I don't agree with this image that I'm about to bring up and share. Oh god damn it. I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh, okay, maybe it will. So there's this one. There's this corporate needs you to find the differences in the picture. So I don't agree with this one 100%. Meowth, it just kind of looks like a bum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from I think Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, that's the version of Meowth.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a homeless dude. Where this cat looks like the Cheshire Cat.
He looks like he's basically the one on the left. There's a Pokemon called Skitty, and it has like the same ears.
Mm-hmm.
And the tail is probably like the second evolve. I think Delcatty, I think that's called.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much they kind of use elements from the same like different Pokemon, but like same style, I guess.
Stupid fucking SpongeBob me.
I think it's pretty funny that they're like, "Oh my god, Pokemon has a monopoly on cat with yellow eyes and sharp teeth."
Oh, okay. So have y'all seen that lawyer on TikTok or YouTube Shorts?
Which one?
God damn it, the guy. I'll see if I can find the video, but he actually took he was talking about like how Pokemon can't sue Power World. Like other lawyers have already. Oh, here we go. It's this fool. All right, hold on. Let me see. Real quick. Let me see. Let me share my screen. Let me share sound. All right. It's you can't see shit, but I think that actually made it worse. All right, I can't hear crap. Could y'all hear it?
Nope.
Nah, but I mean, the words are on the screen.
All right. Hold on. Let's try one more time.
Rise of being sued and canceled. Nintendo is investigating and promised to take action if necessary. Here's 4 reasons why Nintendo probably won't sue Power World. Number 1, it's too popular with the reputation that it's Pokemon. I mean, PALs. Love the Second Amendment. PAL has sold 12 million copies on Steam, 7 million players on Xbox. And Nintendo's notoriously lucrative, but they also give more than $40 PR than shutting down Smash Brothers Tourney. Number 2, intellectual property. They're allowed to decide which country to do it in. And in the US, we have IP laws that can make it very difficult for Nintendo to win. Yeah, that's true. Number 3, there may be 2 different. Power World has mechanics that Pokemon never introduced in over 30 years of game development. This alone can make the judge side against Nintendo. Number 4, how many pals really look like Pokemon? While some, yes, bear a striking resemblance, Nintendo doesn't have the rights to the abstract idea of a leaf monkey. And a handful of pals have this resemblance. May not be enough to convince the judge. Everyone's new. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So it's like it's with the whole like IP stuff, like they mentioned in the US, we have laws regarding intellectual property, so it could be difficult for Nintendo to even just sue. It'd be just a waste of money and legal fees and all that stuff just for them. So I guess they're just not going to bother with it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any. Like, that's the TikToker I was talking about, the lawyer dude that's always like giving like. He always gives like really cool advice about like how to like, with cops, what you do, what not to do if you're screwed or not.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking love it when ambulance chasers are willing to give you a helping hand against the police. But it's let me see. I'm sure Pokemon Day will. Okay. So I'm in it for Pokemon. If new games or remakes happen, cool, but keep expectations low. These are comments I'm trying to address.
Yeah, that's pretty much like every Nintendo Direct before it comes out. Keep your expectations low.
Going from B-Drill to Re-Drill in a second when Pokemon fans get butthurt. Toxic Pokemon fans ain't going to do shit and eat their problems away. So the game has like I've been playing Power World for I think my fandom. I think any fandom's got the potential to be toxic. Only takes one bad apple to spoil the cart
and all that. Yeah, that's true.
I agree.
Incredibly.
Any fandom has the potential to be toxic, but like I think there are certain fandoms that just are potentially are more vocal when it comes to its toxic fandom. Like for one, weebs definitely are fucking toxic. No, not weebs. I'm sorry. Gamers are definitely some of the most toxic. Damn it, I can't think. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Okay, so like let's look at it. Like you have like memes for gamers that talk about the fake gamer. Remember the fake gamer girl thing?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is a fake gamer girl?
I think this is the best way I can describe it. That, based on what I've seen, it's just there are gamer girls. There's girls out there who just pretend that they think they know games, but in reality, if you ask them like, hey, okay, name 20 games by this company or name 5 games that are currently on Steam or something like that, they probably wouldn't have a clue what you're talking about. It's like those girls, like the popular girls pretend to be nerds and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't agree with any of that. Like, I don't agree. I don't think that there's such a thing as a fake gamer, as a fake anime fan, as a fake.
I mean, there probably is. There's probably a couple of fake. It's like the thing where it's like there's people who like have merch and stuff of like, oh, they got merch of Doctor Who, but have never seen one episode of Doctor Who ever.
Okay, I was just actually about to bring that up. Like Anita, what the fuck was her name? Was the one that was trying to cancel video games? She's a fake gamer. Like,
yeah,
she's
I could. You go on.
What was her name? Do you know that was it Anita?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Right. So
Also,
she was trying to like Twitchy-kun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout outs Twitchy-kun. Thanks for showing up. Strawberry scented burnout.
Yeah, today's a filler episode.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to get a guest in today. I had a guest lined up. It was gonna be really cool. They never fucking got back to me. Then I tried to get like my backup guests. They want to come on tomorrow.
Oop. Well,
And then like we had a subject, but like subject. Here's the thing about running a podcast, guys. Subjects can get stale. Like
yeah.
Mhm.
it,
We
like
we kind of saw that firsthand during the pandemic. How like I will admit we say this. There was one point we were talking about nice guys, and for like once every like
once a week.
once a week, and I was like, okay, this was getting a little tiresome.
Yeah. Now we
Yeah.
just refer to him as like Banana Peel or Captain Potassium. Now, if you know, you know. Like it's hard to cover subjects because we used to do like the first year we did this shit on a daily. Like we would come on every day, and so like not shit doesn't happen every day,
Mm-hmm.
but we tried to like cover as much as we could. And now because now we're weekly. No, last year we were weekly. Now we're twice. So this year we are on more than one day a week, but we don't cover just geek shit anymore. So
Expand our horizons.
right. So I'm gonna talk about Wednesday's show. So Wednesday's show is a wrestling podcast show. I'm gonna cover everything going on in WWE.
Doing it during Dynamite.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm gonna talk shit about Dynamite during Dynamite. I know that probably pissed off like
Probably a couple people.
a couple people. I probably pissed off like 5 people, which is like the attendance numbers right now for all the Dynamite shows. Sorry, I'm sorry. I have to admit though, I can't wait to do this show on Wednesday because I want to talk about Dave Meltzer's fucking bullshit comments.
Oh, you meant out of touch? He's been taking a lot of L's lately, and he keeps doubling down on it.
Did you hear what he said about poor people?
Yeah,
Oh,
he said that shit. He said, "Yeah, just save it for Wednesday."
No,
Just
yeah.
just save
Trust
it.
me, Wednesday's gonna be if you're a wrestling fan, Wednesday's gonna be a great show. Oh shit, Legacy of Nerd. Yes. We would like to have you on. Just message me real quick on Instagram and I'll send you the link.
I can answer the fake gamer girl thing. As an intellectual and a gamer who also happens to have a vagina myself, I play a lot of
Bruh.
video games. Like, I mean, I've been playing Helldivers a lot lately. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duties, the Rainbow Six Siege, all the boy video games, and Pal World, and all the girl video games, like girl video games. And so I could tell you that a lot of the fake gamer girls are actually the girls who are only playing the games to get guys' attention. Where, you ever go into a Call of Duty match and then it's like, oh my god, guys, I'm drunk right now, guys. Like, I do happen to know a bunch of girls. I'm sorry for the call out post, ladies, who don't actually play the games, but they have a guy playing the game for them and they're just on the comm.
What?
So, yeah,
Hold on.
That's
a
happened
big
Stop
before.
the cap.
yeah, it's a big thing, and
Stop
a
the
lot
cap.
of the quote fake gamer girls are actually just people who are in it to take and this isn't every girl. There are lots of you could be a gamer, and play play a mobile game. You could be a gamer and play Dislight. I love Dislight Exert Radio. It's better than Genshin. You could be someone who plays only Genshin, or be someone who only
Stardew.
plays like Stardew Valley or
Yeah,
like
Stardew
Animal
Valley.
Crossing. It'd still be a
Minecraft also.
gamer,
Yeah.
but
Well, that goes
fake
for
gamer.
like, and this is to kind of add on to what you just said because I agree with
Mhm.
you. This goes as well if you only play like NBA or 2K. You play
Mhm.
NBA 2K, you play Madden, or those are the only, or Call of Duty,
FIFA.
FIFA.
Call of Duty.
Like
Just-
you're a gamer, you're playing games.
Yeah, like any simulation could count as a video game, but a fake gamer is someone who does not play the game, but says that they do it. You know what I mean? There just
Yeah, who-
happens to be a lot of.
Yeah, it's like those. Yeah, it's kind of like the whole fake anime films. Like, oh, I love anime. Okay, name 5 anime right now. And
Yeah.
they can only
Dragon
name
Ball.
like 2. Yeah, and it was like, oh, count the ones that are like non-mainstream. There you go.
Yeah, but here's the thing that the young people do that you guys don't know about is that when people go, oh yeah, I'm a girl and I'm a gamer, it's not a name 5 games. It's a, oh yeah, then okay, because a lot of girls could name like 5 games, like Call of Duty or like Helldivers.
I'm so
or
fucking
Rainbow Six.
cheap, and I cheat so much.
Mhm.
like when you said that, like when you said name 5 games, my ass instantly thought of Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom.
Yeah. that's 5 video games.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
you're
fine.
not
Yeah.
wrong. Like a lot of girls will name them. It's just a lot of people these days just ask like, what's your favorite game then, and what happened in that game, if you really played that game.
Mhm.
So that's a question because it's a perspective based thing, and if you could say anything about the game and like something correct that happens in the game, then you're a real gamer. Like Animal Crossing Tom Nook shakes me down for my money with a gun, and then you'd be right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tom Nook is, yep. If it wasn't supposed to be a kid's game, he would have a gun. He would be the one guy on that damn island to have a gun. He'd be like the Cyrus from the Trailer Park Boys. If you know, you know. I Tom Nook kneecapping villages.
Basically.
I just don't like the fucking fact that we've talked about this several times, but like gamers are kind of like anime fans. It's like, oh well, and it's kind of like what Sonic said. Oh, if you can't name like 5 non-mainstream animes and you're not a real anime fan, then at that point I'm just like, fuck it, then I'm not a real fucking fan. Because like there's so many fucking I'm sorry to say this, but there are so many obscure bullshit shitty anime. Like just because you're an anime fan doesn't mean all anime is good. I'm sorry, like there are some fucking animes that are weird as fuck that I do not like. Real quick, gonna do a quick introduction because we have a special guest. He is the legacy of nerd. That's all I got for you, bro.
Oh,
man, look at that fucking background. Damn.
Oh, wait. Your mic is off.
Okay, I'm mute. What's up?
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Look at that background. It's beautiful.
What's up, guys? How are you guys doing?
We are talking about toxic fandoms, possibly toxic gamers,
God.
toxic anime fans.
Oh wow.
So just to kind of go over my point, look, there are so many fucking anime out there that just are not fucking good. Look at Boruto.
Sword Art Online. I'm dying on the hill.
I fucking do not like Sword Art Online because they talk about all these big epic wars, these battles. Like remember the battle of 1,000 soldiers and only 2 of us walked away.
I like how y'all shitting on it, despite the fact I have a Sword Online background.
I just realized
pointing at you.
You know what? That was a personal choice. that sounds like a you problem, sir.
That's like a you problem.
No, but I mean, you like it. Not everyone likes it. Like
yeah,
on the host club, I don't like that.
Yeah, like for me, there's parts of Sword Art. I'm like, okay, that's kind of ridiculous. Like that's stupid. Like who wrote this crap? It's like who wrote this crap?
I tried to watch it. I tried to give it a chance, and it seemed really like promising. But like they talk about all these fucking wars that they went over. Like, oh yeah, I remember this fucking battle with Godzilla. Oh yeah, that fucking sucked. But like they don't show us any of these fights. They don't show us any of these wars. They skip over. It's a time skip. We don't get to see any of the fucking fighting. But we'll spend 5 episodes of Kirito and his girlfriend, the girl in the poster in the background.
Yeah.
Asuna. And they live in a house with this fake ass daughter that they so I say fake ass daughter.
Yeah.
It's an AI daughter that they adopted. She's not real. She doesn't exist. And she goes away.
Child.
I'm probably exaggerating, but that felt like 5 episodes of just them being a happy fucking family. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Y'all ever watched
It's
an old HBO show called Rome. Did you guys ever watch that? So basically, it's an older show. It's kind of like before Sopranos when they start doing 1-hour episodes, but it kind of talks about like it starts like right before the fall of Caesar, or like when Caesar came into power, and then it ends with like Augustus coming into power. But anyways, a big part of the Roman history is like the battles that they would go through, right? So you would spend like 45 or 55 minutes of them like planning these attacks, all the politics and stuff like that, and then 5 minutes of battle scene, which was like 2 or 3 people like hitting each other, and then that was it. Like it was just like it set these up for like these big climaxes that never happened because they couldn't afford it back then. But
Oh
like,
shit! Yeah.
but like
Shitty
they spent
ending.
all their money like on wardrobe and sets and stuff like that. There was no way it was going to go full Lord of the Rings and have the battle in it as well.
Okay, so have you ever, speaking of like anticlimactic
Another good
endings,
example too is so those I don't know if you ever watched that episode of South Park where like the golden PSP thing.
I don't think I've seen that episode, man.
never even heard of it.
No, it's like the one where like Kenny he gets the PSP and he gets run over and then like he's alive but he's dead in reality. It's kind of like the movie The Last Starfighter where like okay, he's actually he was purposely meant to die because
You know what? I have seen this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was playing the video game to
Heaven
like,
versus Hell and all that stuff.
but
Yeah.
it was like,
So
yeah, okay. I remember that. That's cool.
So the ending was like he's playing the game, but then one of the soldiers is describing the fight as it's going on off screen.
Yeah.
But originally they were gonna do an actual fight scene, but they didn't have obviously the way South Park produces their stuff within a week, they didn't have time for that. Hey, that'd be funny if we just do this.
They just explain what's going on screen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you should see this. This is incredible. Like,
Exactly.
I totally forgot. I was thinking like, oh, I can't remember that episode, and I was like, then I totally remember seeing that.
Yeah. So if you're wondering what episode it is, season 9 called Best Friends Forever. That's the episode.
I started watching South Park way too young. I think I was in 3rd grade when I started watching South Park. that was. Remember, my uncle used to like watch it with me, and he was like, man, he had to be like in his 20s by then. He was like, that's okay, you can watch it.
It's a cartoon. It's for, yeah, because you know it's a cartoon. We don't. It's for kids. It can't be that bad, right? Now that we're the adults, like, man, what is that?
Right.
What do you watch? Oh, hell no. But it's a cartoon. I don't give a shit. You ain't watching that. Yeah, no. So I never got a chance to watch like channels like HBO and
Showtime and all
Comedy Showtime, Comedy Central. Those for like families with money.
Oh, I got you. Well, I mean, I watched
families
it
that
on,
weren't stealing their cable.
I mean, I think I got it when it was like one of those HBO like free for 3 months thing. That's when
or the black box, if you know, you know.
But I had
you
on
know,
demand.
you know.
Remember on demand on the box, like you said.
in demand in the box.
That's how I would watch a lot of that old stuff, was just on demand when I could afford HBO. But yeah, I get you, man. I think I didn't start like really like paying for HBO until like I was like right out of college, and I think we were watching Game of Thrones, and I was like
HBO Go and all that.
Yeah, but it was a little bit prior to that actually. But there was, maybe HBO Go was it, because that was the first one, right?
Yeah, then it went to Max.
But it was before it was an app.
HBO
It was the demand though. It was when Time Warner on demand. Not even
yeah,
like Spectrum, was Time Warner on demand. So
There was HBO Go, and then there was the DC app, and then they merged together to become HBO Max.
I
And
remember
now it's just simply Max.
But none of the cool parts of DC app went to HBO Max. There was like no comic books, none of that stuff.
Right. It's true. But I like physical. I don't like reading fucking comic books on a computer or a phone.
Dude, I'm so busy. Like I can only make it to the comic store like once a month, if that. So most of the time,
I get my shit shipped to me.
You're bougie.
I mean, I don't to leave the house. Like if to go
to leave the house,
to leave the house to go to the comic book store would require you to have a car.
Oh, I got you. There's a comic book store near here that we work a lot with, and doing events and stuff like that. So, like, I try to go in there at least, like, make an appearance and like, oh yeah, remember, I'm
here. Where's the bathroom?
Like, so they're cool. Like, they bring in a lot of Rangers there too. So I make a point to just pop in every now and then. It's like, are you guys have anyone else coming in through? So I know.
I mean, I like thank God for like Walmart Plus, because I don't have to go to the grocery store and get my shit anymore.
Yeah. I mean, we do HEB delivery. That's what we do.
Yeah, the only thing I look, I hate tipping. I tip. Don't okay. Before y'all start getting fucking mad and like, oh, what the fuck? I do tip. At least I tip whatever the fuck it says on the app. Like these are the recommended numbers.
Yeah,
$20. My order was only $15.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to order. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna walk then. Fuck this.
Tip culture is completely out of hand right now.
Yeah, it's kind of out of hand, but it's like hit or miss. It's like debatable about some aspects. You know what I mean?
I'm not tipping the fucking Starbucks people because first off, the person that took the tip didn't even make the shit.
You know, I will say the people who like just flip the tablet and it's like, hey, do you want a tip? No. Like honestly, those kind of people, no, I'm not. But for the people who like, bring your food and all that stuff, yeah, sure, of course.
I overtip for that. Honestly.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. If
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
bring,
but, like,
if
are
you bring
you
me
gonna-
a pitcher of water, or if you bring me a water to go without me asking, fuck, I'll tip you
I
extra.
mean, I have a little one right now, so a lot of times, like, I need stuff, like,
Yeah.
I need a clean plate or a clean napkin or something like that, like, because she'll throw everything all the time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially like that, I'll be like, okay, you're getting like 30% instead of 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
like-
there's some where it's like we went to a bar, like it was IkiCon, and we stopped by there was a big commotion, we heard it, so they had like we go inside, me and Josh from Zeros to Heroes go inside the bar to check it out. They had a drag show. And so we kind of sat there for like I want to say 20 minutes trying to figure out what the fuck. I was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. Apparently I'm slow. So I bought a Red Bull, which was like $4, a fucking 8-ounce can for $4 fucking dollars.
That's wild.
I know. And then like I gave the guy like a $20 tip. I'm like, here you go, man. Merry Christmas.
No.
I'm getting the
Nice.
fuck out of here. Y'all's like, well, you don't like drag? No, your fucking prices are ridiculous. $4.
Yeah, well, I don't think I mean, honestly, since I've had a daughter this last year, I don't think I've been to a bar in maybe before she got pregnant. So
Yeah, like when my ex got pregnant when we were together, I made a big deal like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do cons anymore. Can't do the room, definitely can't do the room parties. And so like I'm probably not gonna quit cons, but they're definitely gonna slow down because I was gonna focus on her and the kid. But now we're single and we have shared custody. It's like okay, I can kind of do everything that I still can, and she definitely does her own shit.
Yeah.
And if she's watching the show, I know, bitch.
Dude, literally the day my daughter was born, I put out like a 3-minute video, and like that was the first video to get to like 4,000 views and like really quickly. And I was like, how is this starting the day that my daughter is born? Like I had a channel for like almost a year before then, and then like, it just like, of course,
my daughter was born. So I was at work Friday, and so once I got off work, I got off. I believe this was a Friday. I know. Okay, so all I remember for sure that my daughter was born the same weekend that Kofi Kingston won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania.
So
and I told my ex, hey, by the way, if our kid is born during WrestleMania, when 10, 15 years down the road, I'm just going to randomly ground her for no fucking reason. And she's going to wonder why. You're going to know, but she won't because she was born during WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And we had a tradition where we watched WrestleMania as a party, and I was literally taking care of my ex and my daughter. I would like carry her, change her, wrap. The nurse taught me how to wrap her like a burrito and feed her and all that shit. And I was taking care of her because my ex had a C-section, so I'd have to like help her with everything. And so like I was literally watching it on my phone. And so I kept falling asleep because kids have their own schedule, especially newborns. And so like I'd fall asleep, and then when I wake up, I have to rewind where I fell asleep and then watch it from that point forward. And it took me like a day to get through WrestleMania. But I remember Kofi Kingston winning the championship the same weekend my daughter was born. I was like, fuck.
That's just good luck. Maybe you shouldn't ground her. You should just give her a random gift.
I'm just gonna ground her. Funny. Just to be funny, like, look, I went through this shit too at your age. You're grounded.
That's funny.
Man, I don't remember a weekend where I wasn't grounded.
Yeah. I mean, I was probably like that at one point, but
I definitely was. I was definitely the kid your parents told you to stay away from.
That's funny, man.
I once lit up when I was a kid. So me and my uncle are like, I want to say 10 years apart. Him and my dad are like 18 years apart, and I think I don't know. So, anyways, I think whatever. We're probably like 8 or 10 years apart. So, as a kid, I like to hang around my uncle because he was still like a teenager and I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
And so I got in trouble because I put a firework in his ass pocket and lit it.
Yeah, I can see the discipline needed for that.
Or, you know, like I was such a horrible kid. Like some of the shit that I used to torture my siblings or apparently cousins with, I probably shouldn't.
It's pretty awkward to think that when you like they think you're siblings, but it turns out they're cousins.
Well, no, I have a brother that's 2.5 years apart from me,
Mhm.
and I have a couple of cousins like
Yeah.
they're definitely because I'm the oldest grandchild from both sides of the family, and it's weird because like I don't know what it was, dude. Like I don't know, like there are cousins that are I have a few cousins that are just 3 years, 4 years, maybe 5 years apart from me. And then out of the blue, I have a bunch of cousins that are like 16, 17, 18 years apart from me. I'm like, this is bullshit. Did y'all like have a staff meeting and all decide to have kids at once?
And now I feel like there's a lot less of that now, actually.
Oh, good, because
Yeah.
who the fuck wants like more than one kid? Like Jesus Christ, you want to be in debt? You go get a credit card.
In this economy?
Yeah.
Have y'all ever seen that movie Idiocracy?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's basically that.
Yes, I have it on DVD.
That's what life right now actually reminds me of for sure.
Okay, wait. So we got some comments we didn't address. My
The
favorite game
worst-
is Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, my
But
favorite game.
definitely a fever dream.
It is, dude. Quick, if you're a real Sonic fan, what's the length of his inseam? Yeah, what is it?
Yes. Sword Art Online is awful.
Watch
You
the
gotta
abridged,
watch the
it's better.
abridged for Sword Art. Is there an
Yeah.
abridged?
Yeah, there's a Sword Art Bridge.
Sounds like that sounds better.
The worst
Or
case of
something.
parenting I saw with sports involved was a dad pushing his shopping cart with a baby carrier in it, but instead it was his phone of the Cowboys game while his wife carried the kid.
You know, that's just
Priorities.
yeah. That's just making
Yeah, priorities
That's
just to
out of
watch
this
the
field.
Cowboys disappoint him.
yeah. I mean, but that's a whole different issue. Self-torture is another thing.
Wait, so I want to debunk the meme because you could tell like nobody remembers, but there's a meme going on like Super Bowl appearances, Cowboys 0, Taylor Swift 1. That's actually not true. The
I know,
Cowboys.
but they're saying this decade or this.
Oh,
millennium.
okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
But have you seen the one where number of Super Bowl wins? America 58, the rest of the world 0.
Jeez. That's because you
And so there's a
can't
Canadian team which they really really want.
Yeah,
So-
but they apologize.
Toronto should get an NFL team.
I don't think like is it possible for another country to provide an entire team of American football players that can go one-on-one with one of the top teams in the NFL?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they have the Canadian Football League, and they recruit a lot of players from there.
Yeah,
they recruit a lot of U.S. players, but I'm talking about like Japan's NFL.
I don't know.
Probably not. But I mean, with the NFL expanding due to those different, the
regions and
games,
stuff,
the London games and stuff like that, I can see them trying to do something, where those countries get in on the money of the NFL because I mean it's the number one, like in the world,
brand,
profit making sport. So besides soccer or football or actual football in other countries, but NFL is just like such an untapped market when it comes to the rest of the world. I could see them getting in on it.
It's because the guys here are so fucking massive though. They're like refrigerators with legs.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen that video yesterday of Cam Newton getting jumped by like 6 people and he like no-sold the shit of it?
Yeah. So just a fun fact because somebody brought it. Twitchy-kun brought it up. Japan does have a football league. Japan does very much have an NFL, and believe it or not, sorry, anime fans, but the NFL is just as popular in Japan as the NFL being popular here in this country.
I can see that completely. Yeah.
Like people think that like
I feel like Japan loves American culture.
Oh
yeah, they
really
do. Yeah, they do. It's funny
they
too.
love
because,
Mexican culture too.
Yeah, that's that. I saw a video recently about like there's like a whole like like a couple of Japanese people, like groups of Japanese people, like dedicated just wearing like Latino like clothes.
Cholos.
Oh, yeah.
The cholos.
The Japanese Chicano culture is so funny.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know how I would react if I actually went to Japan and saw that.
Nah, I fucking love it, bro.
What the hell? Like, are we on? I don't know. San Antonio is a street called Marbach. Like, are we on Marbach? What the heck, dude? Like,
Dude, like,
It's
here's the
not
thing,
fair.
though. Like, they're already, like, you look at the Japanese cholos, and some of them do look like Mexicans,
I
like,
mean,
legitimately.
I mean, it's a very blurred line between Mexicanos and Asians sometimes. So I could definitely see that.
Yeah, because we do have some Latinos that are born that,
Filipinos,
that
too?
look Asian, and they call them this is what we're called. This isn't me making a racial term, but they call them Chino.
Chino, yeah, that happens a lot.
Like, that's your
a lot.
nickname if you
Yeah.
do look like if you do look a
If
little
you're,
Asian.
yeah, trust me, I'll give you a good example. My girlfriend is Asian. She's
Mhm.
from Vietnamese. So
Oh, no.
every time she comes over to an Hispanic household, they instantly say, my family instantly go, "Y la China? Where's the?" And I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
in my head, I'm like, God damn it.
I have a fun fact
Bruh.
about how Mexican people and Japanese people look so similar. Is because originally a bunch of Japanese people immigrated to Mexico way back then before the Spaniards ever came.
That's right. Actually, it does make sense.
That's
Because
historically true.
Yeah, that's historically
Yes.
true.
Oh,
It is.
okay, I didn't know that.
Because that also explains why people that know Spanish and have a Spanish accent learn Japanese a lot easier than most other cultures.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know Japanese whatsoever, so no.
You know
Maybe one day
Spanish,
you'll
right?
know.
Taco
No.
taco burrito.
I mean, I can get around, but I don't. I was of that generation that my parents purposely did not teach me Spanish or did not want me to speak Spanish because of the neighborhoods we were lived in, and they didn't want me to not fit in.
Right,
So,
that makes sense.
yeah,
That makes sense. But I had to learn Spanish because my grandparents only speak Spanish.
yeah, mine too. But I wasn't able to communicate with them. You know, basically, I wasn't able to. So,
Well, they were always yelling at me, so I had to know what they were saying. I
but
was a bad kid, remember?
yeah, with my kid now though, I tell everyone speak Spanish around her. I'm just like I don't want her to be like me because it's kind of been a hindrance. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
We have a
we got
friend.
the same thing happening, except
a
not
friend-
Spanish.
We have a friend who's actually a part of Geeks 5 Ever. His nickname is Asian Alex. And so he's half Latino because his dad is Mexican, and he's half Asian because his mother's Korean. And I asked him, bro, how the fuck did your parents meet? Was it like a swap meet? And he's like, they met at a bar, ironically. And so his mom apologized to him. And I'm sorry, Asian, if you're watching the show, I don't mean to put your business out there.
When
She apologized to him because he doesn't speak either fucking language.
Oh wow.
And like, bro, you are missing out, man. What the fuck? Like, he doesn't speak. He does speak like the "que pasó, güey," and the Spanglish.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know like actual Spanish or actual Korean. And I'm like, bro, you could have been trilingual, man. That like fucking people already fucking bitch when they're not why the fuck wasn't I bilingual growing up? I mean,
No.
but to be trilingual, it's in fucking insane because like when you're like if you're natural bilingual, like for someone like me, like I'm not exactly like the most intelligent person in the world. I could not learn another fucking language even if I fucking tried. But for some reason, Spanish is just natural. I don't even think about it. Whenever I hear something like pendejo, and I'm like, what? ¿Qué me dijiste, güey? It just comes out natural.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. I don't really have to think about it or I don't have to like think about what I'm going to say. It just comes out naturally. Like, and the fucked up part is when I learned Spanish, it was mostly insults anyway. So,
I look actually. Do you guys on Netflix? There was a soap opera, a telenovela about Jenny Rivera. Did y'all see that? Basically, I got into it. It was ridiculous, right? But it's based on a true story, and but it's very telenovela at the same time. But like by the end of it, I was like, "Puta de madre!" Dude, that's like what I learned because they said over and over and over, like every other sentence in that spell. So I really should watch more telenovelas so I could learn more Spanish. But
oh my god, like So we were like, I make fun of telenovelas all the time, novelas, which are just soap operas.
Yeah.
Because it's always the same bullshit storyline. Poor girl falls in love with rich guy. There's somebody that's trying to keep them apart. They get together, they break up. It ends
Someone
with a wedding.
dies.
Someone dies. It ends with them getting
There's
married.
cancer.
Someone, and then that person comes back later on as a
Yeah.
different person.
No, so the cancer thing, I thought that was that was like Korean shows thing. Because if you watch I don't know if that's the case anymore, but if you watch any Korean soap opera from like 10 years ago, someone always fucking has cancer.
Yeah, one person will have cancer. That they don't do that anymore, but it used to be a really big thing.
Like there was always, and when that person that had cancer dies, suddenly someone else has cancer. Like it's a fucking, and they were trading this shit like Pokemon cards. Hey man, I got a tumor. What you got?
You gave cancer to me.
You passed it on. Here, like the fucking Avatar or some shit. Like, oh, I died. Here's the next avatar of cancer.
That's
This
funny.
shit, like everyone had it, bro. Like in novellas, it's always some like poor girl, like or poor dude, or it's fucking stupid. Like I novellas are like funny because like if you try to watch it in English, they will fucking put gasp in Spanish.
Yep, gasp in español.
Español.
Do you guys have any cons coming up?
Yeah, actually we do. Let me give me a second. I'm gonna get through the comments real quick.
Oh, sure.
I just have two more. My Filipino mom was mistaken for Hispanic all the time.
Let's see that for sure.
I feel you with this. I grew up speaking TJ Hood Spanish because my classmates all came from Tijuana. Oof.
Dang.
But our Catholic school staff beat the shit out of us.
Oh my god. I need to hit you guys with something that my mom said to me as a child, and it gets to me now because my roommate is Mexican and Vietnamese. So, I did not have a happy home life growing up. I never had a good any good interaction with my mom. But one day my mom was really high, and I was just sitting there, and she walks up to me and she goes, "When I was a kid, there was this kid who was Mexican and Asian. And you know what we called him? We called him Beans and Rice." And then she just walked away. And I was like, huh? So
mean.
I told that to my roommate, and he got so angry with me. He was like, how dare you call me that? How could you? This is racist. And then the next day he goes, I'm Beans and Rice.
What? Man, just call me a frijolero like everyone else.
Just call me a regular slur.
I could just imagine just like someone randomly coming up and just saying that and be like, what just happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so
I was like 6.
So this is a controversial topic. We don't do political shows, but this one's going to stand a little bit on the political side. So this is in the future, but we are going to talk about the whole Latinx nickname because there are people that like it and there are people that don't like it.
No.
It's going to be part of the shit talk one, so we're going to be talking shit from both spectrums, but that's going to be way, way in the future. Not a month from now, not 2 months from now, not in May, possibly next year, as soon as because like the show right now, we are booking, like this is the first fucking episode of the Geeks Fiber podcast since we started this year that we don't have something lined up or something to talk about or a guest or something. This is kind of like a filler show, but to answer the question that Legacy of Nerd asked us, do we have any cons coming up? So I do know that this week, and this is going into our advertising segue.
Yeah.
So this weekend is
Kawacon.
Cowabungacon.
Kawacon.
Cowacon in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone asked me about that yesterday.
Yeah, it's at the
know about it. Yeah.
That's at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, March 2nd and 3rd.
So I figured it's in San Antonio because Porcelain Doll, Tina, Legit John, Green Arrow Ranger, Deacon Rap, those are the and Egg Cosplay, our tribal queen. They're all going. So I'm like, if they're all going, it's got to be in San Antonio because I never fucking heard of a con. So if you're going to Cowacon, let us know. It's this weekend. So if you count this whole week, in 3 weeks we have AllCon in Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We have 11 panels.
Oh my gosh!
So
So many panels.
so many panels, so many. And then in 2 weeks, I don't know. I doubt this is going to happen at this point because it's 2 weeks away and I haven't gotten a fucking email from him. But it's Comic Conroe. Yeah, Conroe Comic Con.
Conroe Comic Con. Huh, that's kind of news to us.
Yeah, I signed up for it, but it was a weeks ago, so it's kind of too short notice to get an approval. I'm over here bitching and complaining. Where the fuck is why hasn't CypherCon gotten back to me? At least fucking say we're not fucking approved. I forgot that fucking con's in April. It's so weird because Comic Palooza already fucking got back to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh shit! I'm not supposed to talk about that. Oh fuck. I mean, no, because they're still taking panels.
Yeah, I saw they put something out there for that, and we have no one based in Houston, so it would be like a whole thing. You know what I mean? So we were thinking about it, but last year we had some people that went just like with media access, and they got some really good interviews. I think we're gonna try again.
Well, they have a podcasting program that you can sign up for and even host your show from the con.
Yeah.
Live from Palooza.
That's right.
Yeah, we're starting to expand for sure, but like this year we were really like we need to double down on like San Antonio and kind of focus our
we're gonna I felt the same. I felt that on a spiritual level because we're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah,
it's like we don't do shit for San Antonio, and I'm like I gotta start doing shit for San Antonio.
Although I say that, and then we got hired for a show in Houston in December. So
hey,
there you go.
And so which is crazy because we do have something in the works with BACon in Pasadena, which is kind of Houston.
That's awesome.
And then AllCon, so UshiCon, we talked to them about coming in as guests next year. And then with AllCon, part of their podcasting program as one of the 3 because they only have 3 podcasters coming in there and only 2 are coming in this year. So next year we're going to do something with them as far as podcasting goes. BACon, we are Bacon, are you watching the show? Am I allowed to say anything?
Probably
probably not. So we're working on something with them. We're gonna try to work with something with Delta. We are gonna apply for San Japan. It has been a few years. I think it's been about 8 years since we've done a San Japan show.
That's something I might do just because it's. So the thing, and being completely honest, like I actually am very naive to anime world, right? Like the last anime I watched was Dragon Ball Z, Goku.
Good enough.
The Goku versus that was the last thing I saw. So
hell yeah.
But I did watch the One Piece live action, which I thought was really cool and made me want to watch the cartoon. But I saw there was like 20 years worth of stuff, and I was like, I don't know if I can do that.
I heard live action, and my brain shut you off.
Oh man, the last Airbender, that was good too. I enjoyed that. But I did
the live action. Oog.
I did like the cartoon better, the animated series better than the live action for Avatar. But that's a whole different subject. But anyways. So I'm really naive to the anime world, but I saw San Japan last year and I saw they kind of did a Super Sentai thing, like a small one. And I was like, well, if they're going to be doing that, maybe next year I'll apply to go. Cause I looked at their parameters and they're really strict, like of who can apply, like basically like the requirements of especially your YouTube channel, which is basically what I am, like of you're going to apply, then that it needs to be within these parameters, really strict, but like, I fit them, and I was like, but barely fit them.
What are those parameters?
It was like sub count, view count, and then it was like you could only get in like 2 people, like a host and a cameraman, and then they were like really specific of like how many passes they would give and something like that. But I fell within the parameters. The only thing is like I'm technically not anime channel, so I wasn't. It didn't say about relevancy. It didn't say anything about that. But they also kind of classified YouTube channels like Kevin the director, like he could apply, but it could only be one person. Like he couldn't have an assistant or anything like that. So it was like it was like really specific. But since they're doing Super Sentai, and if they do more of that this year, then maybe I will try to make more of an effort this year to go. But like
Also-
right now, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say also not just San Japan happening around that same time. Also, Colossal Con's happening weeks earlier.
And again, that's traveling though. That's in
Austin.
somewhere else. That's in Austin. So that's kind of close though. So that's a possibility.
That's in San Marcos though. It's actually in between Austin and San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
a Round Rock.
that's wait, Round Rock or San Marcos?
Yeah, no.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Round Rock.
It's Round Rock. Round Rock. I'm sorry.
Round Rock. Yeah, which is
Well,
pretty
I
much
mean-
Austin.
See, that kind of excludes it because like that's on the north side of Austin, so that's like 2 hours rather than like an hour drive. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see.
I say do it, bro. Like I travel 4.5 hours to see my kid. You can
Yeah.
make the 2-hour drive. I know traveling sucks.
Yeah, and that's the
It
thing.
does.
Yeah.
And the thing is just because, you know, we are doing so much right now. Because right now, like our next con that we're really focused on, like we have smaller things that we are leading up to them, but they're like sort of like mall events and maybe 1-day events or something like that, right? But like the big one is the Nostalgia Con in May here in San Antonio.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that.
I've been working on that like so hard with the owner of the con and stuff like that, help putting parts of that together for him or vetting situations that for him so he can look it over. Or I've actually, I got them in contact because I work a lot with the people that work with Walter Jones, the original Black Ranger. So I got him on as a guest, right? And then like I have because of the contacts that I've made in the Ranger community, I actually have some Rangers that are going to be in my section as well, and we'll be doing panel. But anyways, to say that that's been my focus, and I've been working so hard on it, and especially because we're bringing in like a whole wrestling promotion to have a show there the entire weekend on there.
Yeah,
that's been like my focus. But then, like as soon as that ends, we are doing the Nostalgia Con in Houston, and I got to start over there, and I'm just like.
Yeah.
And so like I'm already trying to like scout some Houston contacts and rest because the wrestling thing we've been getting a really good reaction. I obviously not going to finalize anything with Houston on my end until I see what happens at Houston or in San Antonio to see how it goes over. But like that's been kind of what I've been doing lately is like these local stuff. I have been like helping them with pieces, like filling in pieces where I can, you know what I mean? Because we have the resources and we have the contacts. So that it's been really interesting. It's funny because I stumbled on your channel because I've been working so much on cons, and you guys I think you guys, like you said, you had Legit John, you had Oliver Queen, and those guys now are part of my cosplay team. So that's how I got familiar with you guys as well. So I've been definitely watching you guys and trying to learn more about other places in Texas as well, because I'm basically like working this now.
It's funny you mentioned that because like, so we had them on the show. Like I get like they came on the show to talk about Power Rangers.
Yeah, that was.
And then Oliver came on the show because John introduced us, and then they really. So it's here's the thing, and this is more towards our audience than anything. So we invite people on the show all the time, and so I want to say like 1 out of 4 will say yes. If we invite 4 people to the show, 2 of those people are going to ignore us. Or it's between ignore or they never just see the message.
Yeah.
One
kind of
it's going to say, "Oh, well, I've never really done a podcast, so I don't know how I feel about it." And
yeah.
Let me think about it, and I'll give you an answer. So
but honestly, that's understandable too because there's a lot of stress behind it. So
right, and it's like, okay, I don't know how I feel because I'm not really like I don't want to put myself like out there like that to where I'm the main focus. And then there are the people that do say yes, and so when it comes to the people that do say yes, you have the people that do really well on the show. Who are great. They talk. There's no fucking awkwardness. There's no dead air. You can keep the conversation flowing. And then there are like you have like the guests that are just kind of like
just there.
They're just there. They don't.
Yeah.
They really don't do that well. They talk over everyone. They, they're just not really like a good fit for it because it's not like a podcast is an open discussion, but it's not like one of those. It's not like a discussion in person where there's like 6 people and everyone's just talking over everybody.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 different conversations going on in this group. You can't do that on a podcast.
Yeah.
And so like there are like they came on the show, they did really well. Like I love them. They're naturals. So like anytime we talk Power Ranger shit, like they come on the show. Brad Hale, who's a Power Ranger enthusiast who actually owns props from Power Rangers, which is somebody I would like to introduce you to.
Yeah, for sure.
Comes on the show. Jenna came on the show because we got to meet Diana. And so I still need to buy the championship belt, but I want to, we did award her our 2023, the People's Champion Award.
Nice.
So I want to buy a belt, a custom made belt that says the People's Championship. And I want the fans, us, to sign it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I want the fans to sign it and present it to her as an award, because for one, the People's like we decided to create the People's Championship as like somebody that gives back to the community, people that have gone through a lot of shit, people that are constantly hustling, pushing forward, somebody that could be called the People's Champion. And I feel like Jenna definitely deserves that. What really so we were debating between Jenna and somebody else, but what really sealed the deal for me was that she started doing the Make-A-Wish thing as the Green Ranger, carrying on her dad's legacy. That's what won me over.
Yeah.
That right there is what sealed the deal. So we had decided months in advance that she was going to get it. Diana knew about it. We just, then we kind of went hiatus for a while with everything, with my mental health and everything going on. And, but like when it comes to like, it's, we like doing this show and we try. It's kind of hard for me to make as many contacts like you in any specific genre, like because I respect the shit out of the fact that like you and a couple other people I know, like, oh, I know these guys, I know this person, I know this person. It's kind of hard for us to do that because we are a geek channel, because we cover all kinds of things. We cover wrestling, we cover music, we cover video games, we cover anime, comics, Power Rangers, like Dragon Ball. And so like and that's why we do reviews of conventions. Like when we start to like, people are like, hey, is this convention any good? Should I volunteer? Like, let's start reviewing the cons. Guess what? Anime Matsuri, bullshit con. Don't go. Don't volunteer. It's crap. Don't even. So we do the review system, and then we started doing the Convention of the Year award as like a joke. It was like, okay, we're gonna award this Convention of the Year, and now like I'm not gonna say who, but a couple conventions are now taking that shit seriously.
Oh, that's cool. But that's a good thing to take seriously, actually, though. Even if it kind of started off as a joke, that is something I think that is something to aspire to as well, though.
Yeah, I mean, like,
because you guys do have informed reviews of these cons. That's the thing. You know what I mean? So like you guys will talk about a con and I'll go like, I wonder what they did that they enjoyed there, right? And so I'll go and look it up and I'll look at the videos, picture, promotion, anything that they did, right? And then like the ones that you say are like not good, I'll go over and I'll see, okay, where did they fail? And where did they not do well? And again, just looking at, videos, review, promotion, stuff like that, you can learn a lot, you know what I mean? Because the more people post about something that they went to, that means the more fun they had at it. Those are the ones that definitely show that this con was more successful, right? So, and then, at the lesser known cons, you're not going to find much information and be like, oh, okay, I see. Oh, that hallway, there's no one there. Why? Oh, there's not even like any vendors in this hallway or anything like, you know what I mean? So like just trying to learn from those stuff. And, that's why you guys have been helpful to me as well. I mean, I know I have made a lot of contacts in the Power Rangers community. I don't think you guys know this about me, but I am actually part of a media group here in San Antonio. And we are 6 different outlets that include different fandoms or brands and stuff. But we have a mother channel that covers everything, literally everything, right? And we've been able to make a lot of different contacts through them because it's kind of the same thing. Like, we would go to these cons, but we would also meet the handlers or meet the managers on the side and say, hey, they can introduce ourselves and stuff like that. And that's why we're so like we're very, very heavily involved with Superhero Comic Con and Card Show as a team. You know what I mean? So like, NostalgiaCon or Retromania, more phenomenal. That's something that like is more I have been a part of, like individually, but I bring in my team, right? For the Superhero Comic Con and Card Show, like that's a big team one because we have all the we know Bob and the people that run that show, and like they need they kind of count on us for a lot of the stuff that goes on stage. So like it's just kind of different aspects that we've been doing. But this year, like I think we've been trying to grow more and become more involved than we previously have been, and working with these cons, but ones that we also believe in, right? Like the ones the ones that we see, like, okay, we see your vision, we see what you're trying to accomplish, and you're actually just trying to like have a really fun time. And obviously, you're trying to make a little bit of money on the side too, right? But where are we trying to see like, well, they're making ethical decisions rather than just like bringing in anybody try to be a sponsor or something like that. You know what I mean? So
right, yeah. Here's the crazy thing though, like when it comes to conventions, we don't make any money from them at all. Like, I'm not gonna say who, because he is an affiliate of the channel, but my boy Bacon, I'm just gonna I'm not gonna call him that because it's not BaCon, it's not Bacon from BaCon. It's another guy that never mind. I'm just gonna. So this dude is a panelist, and he whatever he does, he's an entertainer. So he will, trust me, it's not Bacon or BaCon. Just to reiterate,
make it clear. Yeah, disclaimer. Yeah,
it's not. So, I already fucked myself. So this guy, so we're friends, and he comes on the show, and I like him. I don't beef with him. We're buddies, but one of our old co-hosts does not fucking like him, SJ. So he sent me this thing. It's like a program, and it tells me it has different packages. Like, okay, to perform at this convention, it's going to be like, I think it's somewhere between $200 to $1,000.
Like a tier,
and it has it's a tier program, panels, hotel room, badges, all this shit is on that list. And I see like, okay, they're making money, they're getting panels, and they're performing. I'm like, come on. Like, I mean, I kind of felt like cheated. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, we don't take any money. Like, we don't ask for money. We don't take money. As a matter of fact, we lose money every time we go to a con.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, hey, look, just give it like for like we're starting to move to the premium. Like, I don't know what you call it. Never a panel at a con, content premium, something like that. And so like, I want that. That's what I want. I want my hotel room covered, and I want the badges covered. Yeah. I can feed myself. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. I will fucking go to the mall and fill up on free samples. But that's what I want. Like, I don't want like any compensation. I don't want. I want to help the cons, but like, I would prefer not to like have to pay for everything, because we do lose a lot of money. Like for Delta HCon, we do the big ass room party. Like, we have the suite and the 2 connecting rooms. We do them from Thursday to Monday. That shit cost us about like $1,700. $1,800.
Yeah,
it's a lot, and like everyone will pitch in like $100, right? Per like 120. If you do Thursday to Monday, that's 120. That's $30 a night.
Yeah.
If you do Friday to Sunday, that's probably like what, $60.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not a bad deal. And the suite could easily fit like 10 people plus the 2 additional rooms. You're looking at like 20 people easy, and we fit like 14 between the 3 rooms. Because the suite has a master bedroom, it has a living room and a master bedroom. So like, nobody's cramped. Everybody can, when you go to sleep, you can starfish, whatever. So it costs us money. It's a lot of money.
Sorry, Limp Bizkit song stuff.
Yeah.
Chocolate starfish, hot flavored water.
By the way, let's I gotta get to my shameless advertising promo. and this is not part of our advertising. This is just something that I saw today. For those of you not in the know, Limp Bizkit will be performing at the Woodlands Mitchell Pavilion in August. Tickets are on sale right now at the woodlandsmitchellpavilion.com. Go and get your tickets. I will be there in the lawn because I'm poor.
They better be playing My Way or Right.
Bro,
right.
we went
way or the highway.
We went to see Avenged Sevenfold and I fucking loved it. It was great. And sorry, Dankapuss, but they brought up Cali in the concert and the people booed the shit out of Avenged Sevenfold.
Dang. Oh, what was I gonna say? Back on your point for
real quick, because I do gotta get this out of the way. So events, Limp Bizkit. But speaking of events in Houston, for those of you that are not in the know, George R. Brown Convention Center in May will be hosting once again Comic Palooza. Comic Palooza, the biggest
Comic-Con
pop culture Comic-Con in Texas, owned by the city of Houston, returns in May for once again another year. We will be there this year again. I didn't do a really good job with the advertising, and we have AllCon Dallas on March 14th through the 17th. Geeks Fiber will be there from Thursday to Sunday. It is the all-inclusive premier convention in Dallas, Texas. AllCon, you can find us there. We'll be hosting 11 different panels at the convention, including mental health awareness, Pokemon versus Digimon, A Hill I Will Die On, Creating Your Own Panel 101, and it's over 9,000, celebrating 40 years of Dragon Ball.
Nice.
All right, you can go to allcon.org or Google AllCon Dallas and look up all the information. We will be there. Like I said, it's in Dallas, Texas, spring break, March 14th through the 17th, and Comic Palooza is in May.
Memorial Day
weekend. Go to Comic Palooza. Yep, Memorial Day weekend. Go to comicpalooza.com right now to look up information. Passes already did go up in price, but you can still get the early bird special. Avoid buying your tickets at the door and paying an arm and a leg. Avoid financing at the door. Will that be cash, credit, or a loan? Get your passes right now at a discount. Make sure you buy several passes and come check out Geeks 5 Ever at the convention. All right, guys. Sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good.
It's part of our. When you do the podcasting program, with Comic Palooza, I don't know if they changed it, but like last year and the previous years, you have to do the hashtag and then you have to like mention it. Yeah. So it's part of the deal.
No, I get you.
It's part of the deal.
I'm trying to think. I don't think anyone's ever asked that of us before, but I could see it. They're big, so I could see that for sure. Yeah.
Ask of what?
Like to use a specific hashtag when we promote and stuff like that, or.
Oh, it's because that's how fucking. That's how the wonderful city of Houston is when it comes to that shit.
I didn't know that city of Houston owned it, so there you go.
Yeah, it's owned by the city of Houston. They're very strict. You got to jump through hoops, but the exposure does make it worth it. So I mean, and plus I'm pretty cool with some of the event directors, like the events director. Cool, she, like the anime division one, she's pretty cool. And they kind of rely on us every year anyway. Like, okay, hey, like when it comes to anime panels, like, hey, like they really like for us to come back. So we come back. Pixelation returns every year and a couple other groups. But I think, like, no offense to Pixelation, but I think I'm their favorite because, like, we're so fucking like chill with our panels. It's like, all
chill,
right,
down to earth.
Because we are, because here comes the tech guy. He's like, all right, walks by. All right, what do you need me to? You have anything you need to set up? Nope. Just gonna stand on stage and talk shit for an hour.
Yeah,
that's it.
He's like, all right, fuck yeah. The guy asked me, you don't have a laptop, tablet?
Nah, we do shit on the fly.
PowerPoint. What the hell is a PowerPoint? Gross. I'm not trying to sell market shares, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I've only done the regular just talk on panel with them because I mean you can add stuff, right? But it's like if they're paying attention to that and not paying attention to you, then you're not fulfilling the goal here, right? So yeah, I guess I could do that. I'm lazy too, so I'm just easier to talk. It's easier to talk than it's
I just don't. I don't like PowerPoints because I like to just talk.
Yeah.
I like to just show up and just like, okay, so welcome to Dragon Ball. We're going to talk about a lot of things today, including. So look, and this is during one of the panels, and I actually said this, like, hey, so I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this to you guys, but there is another Dragon Ball Super coming out, and it's called, right now they're calling it Broly 2. It's not going to be about Broly, but it's being called Broly 2.
It's a code name.
It was a code name. And sure enough, when the Blu-ray came out in Japan, they announced that they were already working on another movie. And so, like, well, how the fuck did you, like, even Geekdom didn't know that. How the fuck did you know that? I'm like, fuck Geekdom. First off, I actually asked somebody because I know somebody that works for Toy in Japan. Because I met him here at a bar. We were talking shit. Like, that's literally like John Gramillion, who's a voice actor for
We had him as a guest a couple times.
Literally, yeah, we've had him as a guest a few times, and literally we met each other and we kind of became buddies just by talking shit about random stuff.
He's just like us.
Like that's
cool, man. That's awesome.
And that's how people like kind of bond with us. Like, you know what I think is fucking stupid, and like Pokemon, and then somebody will be like, yeah, you know what, you're right.
See, I feel like I meet people just like through randomly like them finding me. That's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
that's how it was with Bat in the Sun, Aaron from Bat in the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I wanna, like, I haven't gotten a chance to meet Aaron yet, but I haven't actually met him, but I have kind of like met him before. Like, I guess it's the same way I met Stan Lee. It's like through an affiliation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, like, I haven't met
but,
Aaron
like,
in person. So it kind of just like he messaged me one day and was like, "Hey,"
that's
I was
fucking
like,
cool.
I was like, "What the? It's freaking Aaron from Bat in the Sun! Like, this is awesome, dude." So, like, you know, and now like he'll like we talk a couple times a month or something like that.
Have you interviewed him on your show?
Yeah, I've had him. That's what he messaged me about. He was like, "Hey, I would love to come on your channel and come talk on your live streams." And I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Yeah." And then so he jumped on, and then after he showed me a couple of minutes of the Legend of the White Dragon when we were done.
That's
sweet. Cool. Yeah, I'm not allowed.
So we want to do something this year special for Legend of the White Dragon.
Yeah, man. Let me know, dude, because I'm coordinating. I've actually met somehow most of the cast already through cons or Aaron or Jenna. So if you want to help with that, absolutely let me know, and we can coordinate. We can collaborate on that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I've met Jenna in person. I met Jenna when we gave JDF the Dragon Ball Z print that I made for him, the metal print, because I found out he was a Dragon Ball fan, so I took Goku Black and that arc and put him on top of the Draken.
That's
Goku
cool.
Black with Draken's body, and so I made a metal print for him because I met JDF before. And JDF, you know, I did ask JDF to come on the show, and he did. He said yes, he agreed. You know, unfortunately, things didn't work out. But we did meet JDF like, I think Jenna was still a baby when we met him. And then like his handler, Brandon, or he was a buddy of mine, he no longer works for me. As a matter of fact, he completely he took down his Facebook, everything. But we met JDF at Cosplay Day Out. It's a small cosplay event here, and he was talking about like, oh yeah, when I was on the show, we were doing the Christmas special, and so when they brought out the mistletoe, I dropped my pants.
Sounds like him. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like him. And then he told us about how he cut out like the ass part of the White Ranger costume and stood over Rocky's face when he was sleeping.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so it's like, because he would tell us like, oh yeah, I'm the prankster on the show. And like, I kind of like, I like that spoke to me on a spiritual. I'm the fucking prankster on the show. I mean, not on the show, but in our group. Because my friends, I forgot which con it was, but my friends kind of pissed me off. Damn, my mustache got in my mouth. So I was like, all right, bitches, you want to fucking, so I come in there. So I found like a little white mask and draw like red circles on it. And I come in and I like walk in there like, I want to play a game. I bare ass farted on every pillow except one in this room. You can sleep comfortably and wake up with pink eye, or wake up with a creaked neck. And my friend's like, "Fuck you," and then he goes down to the lobby and gets me a pillow. I'm like, "Fuck," I didn't think about that. That did not cross my mind.
Yeah, that would have been the first thing I did. Like, absolutely.
I was like, "Shit!" You know how long it took me to bare ass fart on all these pillows?
All the effort that it took.
For real, and just for him to
You're
go
like, my
downstairs.
stomach
and swap
hurts
it,
for
I'm like,
nothing.
God damn it.
I have abs now because of this.
I was like, Jesus, you know how many beans I ate? God damn it.
That's funny.
I literally went to Taco Bell like that morning, and when everybody left, I did that shit.
That's funny, dude. No, like I hear a lot of stories about him for sure, especially from like Francis and Diana and Aaron. I hear a lot from Aaron. Aaron, the one thing that Aaron did, so I haven't really talked about this on my channel. So Aaron was on Instagram live the other night, and it made me like jump on because he wanted to talk about it. So, but he has a bunch of audio of like Jason David Frank basically saying like he hated Draken and that like Higgins and Boom screwed them and stuff like that. It's like Jason talking about it. And he was saying basically like he wanted Draken taken down from the internet because he technically had like a writing credit on that and he could sue or something like that. So it was like a whole thing, dude. So like I didn't hear him say that, but that was kind of like I didn't hear him say about the sue part, but I heard him like that's what he was like kind of insinuating. You know what I mean? But like I heard him clearly say like Higgins and all of them are crooks from Boom, and they need to take down Draken off the internet and take Draken down out of the comics and stuff like that, and just like how basically like Higgins and Boom Studios were very basically, he came up with the concept completely, and they just kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of people have heard that. The thing is,
so I heard a rumor. So I'm not gonna say who I heard it from, but I heard that he didn't like Draken and that he had beef with it. He didn't even like the trailer. Like he liked it. He liked he didn't mind doing it, but I heard that like I had heard the words that left a bad taste in his mouth.
Yeah.
And people liked Draken because they liked the concept of any character being evil.
Yes, so it's not about that. So what it was is basically him and Aaron came up with the concept of Draken. It wasn't called Draken, but basically everything that, alternate universe evil Tommy is what it was, right? So what had happened was Jason and Aaron pitched that to Saban, and Saban said, no, it's too dark. And they're like, okay, so and then they started the comics with Boom Comics. So Aaron and Jason went over there and said, I want to do this. And they're like, no, we don't like it, but what else you got? And they said, what about Old Man Tommy? And they go, okay, that's something we could do with Soul of the Dragon. So apparently what happened with Soul of the Dragon was like a week before print, or maybe even like the night before print. I can't remember what Aaron said, but it was like right immediately before.
Last minute, basically.
Last minute is they took Aaron and JDF's name off the cover, off writing credit for it. And then they just said, we took you guys off, and that was it. And like that was it. Like no reason, nothing. They took them off, and then they published Soul of the Dragon. Then they went with I think Draken was a little bit before that, but like stuff like that. So he was cool with doing like the Draken thing because there was promises that there was going to be more and that he was going to be involved, right? And then and that's why he did like Ninja Steel, the 25th anniversary episode and stuff like that, because there was promises made to him that he was going to be doing more, whether it be like I think they were actually talking about doing a real like Draken show, like a Shattered Grid show or something like that, like very adult oriented that he wanted to do, or even some of the personal stuff that he wanted to do, like on his own personal artistic level. And then at the last second, they're like, no, we're not going to do it. And then he went to Hasbro, and somebody at Hasbro called him Helmet Head, and then he was like done. And that's what was done. What was really the nail in the coffin, what Aaron was telling me was like, and this has all been said in different sources online, right? So
it's pretty common knowledge at this point, especially.
I feel like in the fandom, it's common knowledge, like in like probably like my level fandom, right? But not like casual person
right,
that reads the comic every week and doesn't like check online stuff or whatever. But because I'm kind of more, know more of these people, I know more what happened. But basically, what had happened was when they were getting ready to do Once and Always, they took the synopsis of Legend of the White Dragon and made that into Once and Always that movie. So they were going to have they were all going to be searching for White Tommy because they needed the White Ranger powers to help them solve some situation, and Jason apparently saw the script and was like, "No, this is ridiculous, dude! Like, you guys are literally trying to steal Legend of the White Dragon from us." You know what I mean? And so that's when he was out. But before that, he was going to do it initially, at concept, not just at the idea of doing an anniversary episode. And he had renegotiated wages for all the actors because they were gonna pay crap. You know what I mean? So everyone that was gonna be involved was gonna get a fair and equal pay. And he was trying to get Jenna into the show also to be introduced as his daughter. And then they showed him the first script of Once and Always, and he was just like, "You guys are shady," and that was it. And he was done.
I think we need to do a special on a bunch of the stuff that we heard because unfortunately I am casual because of all the shit that we have to try to keep.
Yeah, I understand.
With anime, because in the beginning of the show we brought up something there was a news article that we're going to bring up tomorrow about one of the voice actresses being falsely accused of being part of a supremacist
basically
group
she was I don't know if you heard of Christina V.
I've heard the name actually.
Yeah, so she was a voice actress who recently deleted her Twitter because
what was her character?
She voiced a lot of characters. The best ones are Killua from Hunter x Hunter, Miraculous Ladybug, Sailor Mars.
I think I know Miraculous Ladybug is what I've heard.
Yeah, she voices Ladybug. So she had her delete her town because someone made this list. It was like a thread of, oh, these are all the people who are Zionists and all that stuff. It was basically the whole Palestine thing.
And her name was on the list.
Her name was on the list, even though there was no evidence. And she even had to come out saying, no, I never was against that. I've always attended the Free Palestine, the rallies and all that stuff. And unfortunately, she deleted her Twitter because she couldn't handle the harassment and all that stuff. No. And the original maker of the list, oh yeah, it turns out she wasn't. I'm sorry, that was my mistake. I'm like,
that's messed up. Yeah. That's lawsuit.
Yeah, they deleted the person who made that list deleted their Twitter, but I'm like, well, hope you never come back because
or find out who you really are.
Yeah, because
it sucks because something like that has happened with this fucking group. With Anime Matsuri, we canceled our panels way in advance because of the these aren't allegations. So they the owner of Anime Matsuri was accused of making inappropriate comments, sexual comments, asking one of the guests, "Have you ever experienced an orgasm?" Shit like that. And so the con owner admitted, said that, "Oh, okay, I made a mistake. This is how I talk to my friends. I'm a man." He even wrote an art, a blog saying I'm a man in a woman's world, which was complete bullshit. And so Scarfy Scarves released a video and she called him out, called him a pedophile, called him all kinds of shit. And they threatened to sue her. And it was so bad that a lot of people started pulling out, guest groups. And so we pulled out because we were much smaller. We're still a small group, but back then we had we only had literally 200 followers, where now we have between Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, we have 2,000. And we're like, hey, we're gonna pull out too because we can't be involved with this shit. And so a Nazi cosplayer showed up and ran. He pretty much our panels. We pulled out, we canceled, but they left our panels on the schedule. And so there were empty panel rooms. So long story short, a Nazi cosplayer showed up to the con and read Anne Frank fan fiction during Passover at one of the panels, and they assumed it was ours, so they threw us under the bus. And so
that sucks.
And everyone fucking wrote articles about us. We were it was so bad. They did retractions because everyone defended us and stood up for us. So it turns out, after investigating it myself, because no one knew this, there were 3 Nazi cosplayers. The one who read the fan fiction, the one who they took a picture of for the article, and the one they kicked out of the con. I didn't know that. I only found that out because I ran into one of them at the Renaissance.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, are you the, so wait, yeah, I'm the guy in the, he's like, yeah, I'm the guy in the picture. So they kicked you out of the con. No, that was somebody else. Is the guy they kicked out the same guy that read the fan fiction? He's like, no, the guy that read the fan fiction showed up Friday and never came back. I'm the guy they took a picture of for the article, and the guy they kicked out was somebody completely different. I was like, you've got to be shitting me. There were 3 of you jackasses there at that fucking convention.
And you let them in.
I
That's the
was so
thing, though.
pissed.
That's
Yeah, that
I mean, you can't, like, is like when it comes to legally, can they stop them from? I mean, yeah, they could because it's a private event,
absolutely.
right? But anyway, so that shit happened to us as well, and so, but like the voice actress that was being tarnished, people were sending her like what she took down her social media, like
so
it's fucking gone.
she's off of Twitter, but she's still on like
Mhm.
Instagram and like TikTok.
Oh, okay.
But mostly Twitter, because like you know how Twitter could be
Twitter's
toxic.
toxic, dude.
Yeah, it's
just in
toxic.
general. Yeah.
Right. People were telling her, go kill yourself.
Yeah.
Like, there's something wrong with, like, and she is a voice actress for anime, so you could tell it was like a weeb
So
or
for
somebody
anime,
like that,
for
fan.
games, she's like does like a lot of singing. She's a singer and all that stuff, and she's like pretty well known for this. And it's like she's like one of those people who like is very wholesome. Like you hear a lot of great stories about her. You don't hear anything negative about her.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is not the first time this happened regarding voice actors getting harassed on Twitter for over shit that like they kind of have nothing. They kind of like it was beyond their control. I don't know if you remember a few years ago when The Last of Us Part 2 came out and the voice actress for Abby got like harassed and all that stuff because of her performance. And then last year, Erica Lindbeck, she was a voice actor as well. She called out somebody for using AI voice clips of her audio, of her voice being used for like a parody song. And she was like, I didn't give you permission to use my voice because it was basically AI. And people were like harassing her about it. I'm like, no, like if they didn't give you permission to do it, don't use it. And that's kind of like, if anything, that's kind of what like one of the factors in why the strike happened last year, because it had to do with AI. Because AI has been evolving so much, it's like getting a bit too scary.
Well, it's like that George Carlin special that just released that was completely made by AI. They didn't have permission from the family to do that. And it's basically, they just submitted everything to an AI program and said, make a special that George Carlin would make in 2024. You know what I mean? And so, it's him at the beginning. He's like, I'm sorry, I've been away. I've been dead. My bad. Kind of like, it sounds like him. It's kind of missing. It's weird too, because it's kind of like his style, right?
Yeah.
They go and the program researches everything that they did, but at the same time, it's really like just kind of like messed up at the same time, especially if they didn't have the permission from the people that loved him. You know what I mean? Like to do that, it just seems wrong. And I can imagine just like, someone just making it just randomly, like, I know like in the world scheme of things, like as far as influencers or content creators, like we're very small, but like if someone had did that to us, it'd be very like invasive and like,
yeah,
kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to think, but I definitely wouldn't want it on. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, I'm looking at Christina V's stuff right now, and like, she's a very prolific voice actor, as I can see. But the thing is, like, she's primarily done voice acting, so she hasn't necessarily been someone that's wanted to be directly behind the camera, right? She makes her living, and she is more comfortable, being in a sound studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's just like in the recent issue, it's just like if you, especially like the whole political thing, they're all trying to they make it all political because like this person made a list like, oh, here's the people you shouldn't support, here's the people you should support, and then some of them are like, okay, those are clearly false. You just put some name out there and you just try to get attention or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you just saw something, you thought it was real, and it's like, no, you just pretty much just spreading lies and BS and all this stuff.
And that's what, as far as like us, like being influencers and content creators, that's, the responsibility that we have as that, right? Like, and people, and being a medium that people follow us, right? Like you have 2,000, like, it's your responsibility to your 2,000 followers that you are telling them correct information. You know what I mean? And if you're
right, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. When you have it doesn't matter if it's 2 or 2,000 or 200,000. It's your responsibility. It's depending I want you as a podcaster or as a journalist, you have to tell them, you have to keep it on the up and up. We did have an instance where we had somebody come on here and kind of just share their thoughts and their views, and like it turns out not all the information they gave us was factual, so we don't do that shit anymore. But as influencers, as YouTubers, as podcasters, as bloggers, as talent, there's lots of rumors being spread about you because there are just people that don't fucking want you to succeed. They don't want you to fucking thrive. There are rumors about me that I've heard that are like, first off, people have been around me, people know me, they're not true. It's bullshit, and people will do whatever they can to get you fucking canceled because they have that fucking crab mentality. Like, if I'm not successful, then you're not going to be successful.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
But we do have to wrap
Absolutely.
up.
Actually, I got to get going too. Hey guys, I really appreciate you letting me jump on today. I've been meaning to jump on here and talk to you guys. So I really appreciate you guys. I've been watching, long time watcher, first time caller. But
there we go. There we go. A little radio callback there.
Did you want to plug in your socials before you leave?
You know what? Everyone go make sure you're following Geeks5 Forever on Instagram, YouTube, and all the above.
I mean, yours.
Dude, it's your show, you know.
No, you have an opportunity. It's your we give people a platform.
Yeah, because we plug our we plug our own.
No,
show.
We already plug our stuff.
Because you gotta make sure you follow the Legacy of Nerd right now at the Legacy of Nerd on YouTube. Make sure you go on that channel, you subscribe, and you click on the ring-a-ling and ding-a-ling that bell button so you can be notified every time he posts videos or goes live or decides to eat a sandwich on camera.
Honestly, I don't even do that on my channel. So guys, the reason I plugged you guys because I had a lot of fun being here, and thank you for inviting.
Oh, thank
you for inviting me.
We'll definitely have you on again. We'll have like a real discussion, like a better discussion. Today was just filler episode. But yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll definitely want to have you back on tomorrow. John and Green Arrow Ranger will be on the show if you want to.
Oh yeah, I'll be watching for sure. All right, you guys take it easy, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, you take care, man.
Thank you.
Hope you have a good night.
Man.
You too.
There's Dankapus. What the fuck?
I was eating.
Okay. I called you earlier. You didn't answer. I thought you left me.
Oh,
like, fuck.
You called. Oops. Sorry, I was.
Well, since you're talking,
I was having a snack.
Go ahead and plug in your shit.
It was one of those caramel filled ice cream cones, but half the cone was just caramel. I was very confused.
She went to town on the ice cream cone. That's all I heard. Plug in your stuff so we can call it a day.
It's Danktopus Hunter on everything. Danktopus on most things. Don't look at my Twitter. I want to give a shout out to Twitchy-kun and for showing up and the Strawberry Scented Burnout. Cool people. That's about it.
All right. Twitch-kun, thank you for following. Thank you for joining us, by the way. First time viewer, first time commenter. All right, Sonic, you're next. Go ahead and hit that spin dash to that. What is the thing at the end of the stage?
Spin dash that goalpost of the show. So anyway, follow me on all the socials. I have a link tree on my bio on Instagram, which is Super Saiyan Sonic. Catch me on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel. I did a video of a game that I found on sale for $5. It was like Star Fox, but like a modern take on it. It was a video that only got double digits, but by the weekend is almost at 2K. So thank you all for watching. Anybody out there who shared it or anything like that. And yeah, just follow me there. And so I really appreciate you guys watching today's episode.
That's right. It was a filler episode. It means we didn't really have shit planned. We didn't even advertise. But I'll do a better job coming next week. Tomorrow, a legit John and the Green Arrow Ranger will be joining us for our Shit Talkie Tuesday. Our topic tomorrow is bullying. It's something, it was actually a fan requested topic from last week because apparently people are going on overdrive when it comes to body shaming and bullying other cosplayers that don't match the race, body type, skin tone, hair type. Maybe you have tattoos, maybe you're too tall, maybe you're too short, whatever the case may be. But people are bullying the shit out of everybody for that crap. And it's getting fucking annoying because why the fuck? We're adults.
Yep.
You shouldn't be doing that shit. And if you're doing that shit, you probably need to be punched in the face. And that's not bullying. It's called defending yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just having a polite adult conversation where it involves my fist in your face. Yeah, but violence is never the answer. Don't do that. I'm just joking. But guys, also make sure you follow us on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. Our Twitter is about to go active. We now post the podcast in shorts. If you guys haven't noticed, there are shorts on Instagram, and for some fucking reason, YouTube keeps posting them as regular videos and not shorts. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you're ringling the dingling button to be notified every time we go live or post a video. Tomorrow is Shit Talkie Tuesday. I don't have an official name for our Wednesday podcast. It's going to be about professional wrestling. I'm going to put this out there. Sonic can't always be on the show. Sonic does make time for Mondays, but he can't always be on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or whatever days that we do. So we are looking for another. And Dankpus also has, a personal life. So I can't always have them on the show because, they got other shit going on. Work, projects, dates, partners, whatever the case may be.
Whatever it is.
So I'm not going to, whatever it is. Photo shoots like Dankpus has. So we are looking for a full-time permanent co-host for the Wednesday show and a part-time co-host for Tuesday show. So if you're interested, hit us up. But yeah, other than that, make sure you just follow us on all of our social media. I'm like literally moving back and forth because I need to pee.
All right, make it quick, man. Wrap it up.
I am. Damn it. I'm trying to advertise. Hey, we need help.
Go.
Help us. All right. Bye. Bye. Everyone.
All right. See y'all next time.